Hey folks, so welcome to the Pipnotic Symposium on the 18th of January 2023. Okay, so today I'm just going to show you a little bit about the update that's coming on the new buy and sell zone algo trader. So this tool has received an awful lot of attention over the course of the past few months, and currently I'm having it tested by a handful of my users who are very well acquainted with the buy and sell zones algo trader. So they've been using it for a long time, they understand it, they know how to use it, they know what it's good for, they know what it's not good for, and they're helping me do some assessments on it. So this is very exciting. So I'm hoping to have like an update in maybe a month or so, a few weeks, just depending on how we get on with the results from this beta test. I just want to show some of the primary updates that are headed our way. So what I wanted to do was, when we're looking at a chart like so, sometimes it's difficult to, or maybe you don't have the time to have a look at every single asset. You're going from one chart to the other, kind of scanning, see if there's anything going on. And so I wanted to try and help alleviate this issue by changing the robot. And I've done this in a pretty interesting way, where what I'm doing now is I am getting it to look at all assets that are in the market watch window here. So what I'm doing, in order to control things a little bit, it's looking at the time frame that we're currently on, which is the hourly, and then it's scanning all of the assets in the market watch. So what we can do then is we simply, let me move this down so you can see, we simply flick it on like so, and it'll scan everything that you can see here. So we'll let that happen. You can see here, once it's ready, it'll look at the configuration, it'll start scanning. It's opening a bunch of trades. These are pending limits, and it's moving around some of them. It says max spread on the S&P 500. That makes sense, the market's open, so it closed. So what I do then is I take these and I look at them one by one. Now it's run, I can turn it off, and I drag these over one by one to take a closer look at these trades that it finds attractive, and it likes this one. Now I can see why. That's a pretty nice release that we have there. Okay, we are moving high, which is great. This is just an average of the histogram, which is a super powerful tool. As a matter of fact, I believe that it's only trading in line with the histogram in the current configuration. So we go to the next one and have a look. It wants to sell here. So this would be a good place to sell. I think we've almost got there, so maybe this trade has happened, but it's debatable. But we'll see how price reacts. Maybe we're starting to turn down here. If we look here, it likes this one as well. For obvious reasons, this is a nice release, and the price is kind of digging around. So now we're looking probably to rebalance this price inefficiency. Move up to this one here. This is the Euro Swiss franc. It likes this one here. This is just the origin of this very sharp move. Price is consolidating away from that area, so we could perhaps expect a test here. I like the fact that price went up and then down. If price would have come down sideways and then left, then I'd be less interested with this, but we'll leave that on for the time being. Go to the next one. Likes this one. This is lovely. A nice, clear indication that prices were at an imbalance in the supply and demand here. We go here to the next one. Yeah, I don't like that one so much. I'm just going to remove that. So I'm doing this one by one. The ones I don't like, I simply remove. Not a big fan of this one either because of the big wick. So I'd go to the half an hour or 15-minute chart, and I'd look for the volume. And the volume is pretty much around there. So if we keep going down to the smaller time frames, where we can find out where, there it is. So we move it down to around here. This makes more sense, because this is just a continuation pattern. This is kind of secondary price expansion. This is a primary, this is secondary, and then price is released. Okay, so this is just essentially a continuation pattern. Okay, so we've got that, and we'll look at the last one, and it looks like that, and that is the XBR USD. Zooming in a little, that looks a little bit better. Got a pretty big wick there, so let's go to the 15-minute chart and take a closer look. And maybe the 5-minute even. Yeah, same thing. Yeah, essentially the same thing, these two. So I'm guessing probably around here would be a more interesting area. Or this one here. I just hear this nice little departure. Okay, so it's doing that. It's also doing something else. This is in one configuration. This is one mode that it trades in. But it also trades in a different mode. And the different mode that I've covered before is this one. Enable release mode. When it's currently not in release mode. And release mode means it's putting limit orders to buy at demand and sell at supply. But when its release mode is enabled, it will scan all of the assets that are in the market watch, and it's going to look for very specific patterns. And what it'll do, if we have a pattern like this, it'll wait for an area of supply or demand to be created. So if we look at this one here, it was created when this candle closed. Okay, and once that candle closes, which essentially qualifies this area of demand, it'll buy at market at that area. But there's a setting that is super important, and that is down here, enable high liquidity. And so when this is set to true, which it is per default, what it'll do is it will not do anything when it's outside of sessions. It'll wait for it to be at the open of the London, or during London, or during New York. It's not going to trade after the New York or before London. It's going to wait until we have higher volume times of day. When you do this, when the robot does this, it knows that there's typically a higher likelihood of follow through, where if price rallies in Asia, normally it pulls back during the European session. Okay, and so this is just a pretty interesting addition to this algo. But this algo should be updated pretty soon. I just need a little bit more data with the help of my comrades. And once I have that, and I've massaged all of their change requests and removed all the bugs and whatnot, then I think we should be good to go. But looking exciting. I'm very, very excited. We've had some pretty lovely trades on the new version of the algo in the release mode, and things are looking pretty shiny and pretty magical. So yes, but that's it for now. If you have any questions, let me know. Thank you once again for watching.